What's up everyone, Darcblade here, returning with another Mass Effect 3 multiplayer class guide. Today we're going to be talking about the Salarian Infiltrator. Now I love the Infiltrator class as a whole, and the Salarians are probably one of the best Infiltrator races out there. Now they may not be much to look at, but the Salarians are surprisingly tough and make very good Infiltrators. Now, as always, I spec my classes for gold and silver mode, and the Salarian Infiltrator, as with all infiltrators, I feel needs to max out its tactical cloak. I put it so that the sniper rifle damage is increased while cloaked, as I use the sniper rifle with my Salarian Infiltrator. You can use a shotgun, but I prefer to use the sniper rifle. You can use an additional power as well if you prefer not to use the sniper rifle when speccing your Infiltrator out. This will allow you to use proximity mine and energy drain without breaking cloak necessarily. But with proximity mine, I would prefer not to take it, but I've taken it to show you it. Maybe the increased damage to the targets might be worth taking, but in the whole you'll do more damage with your energy drain and tactical cloak. My energy drain is a key element of being a Salarian Infiltrator, as well as the Salarian Engineer. These help you replenish your shields when you lose your shields, as well as taking away and damaging enemy shields and barriers, as well as dealing with synthetics. As for Salarian Operative and Fitness, I maxed out Salarian Operative for weapon damage. I didn't take full fitness as an infiltrator I find I don't take a lot of fire being able to cloak. This helps get out of the way of fire easier. I also take, like I said, a nice sniper rifle and a very lightweight submachine gun for close range situations. Normally with the lightweight material, it doesn't take up any extra weight. As I said before as well, you could replace the sniper rifle with a good shotgun or alternative weapon, as when you come out of cloak, you still have increased weapon damage normally. I would normally start talking about the powers here, but instead of talking about the first power that the Salarian Infiltrator has, I'm going to talk about the second power, which is proximity mine, as I kind of want to get it out of the way. I personally think this isn't the best power that the Salarian Infiltrator has. Don't get me wrong, it does have its uses. I mean, it can be handy for setting traps, especially at the start of the round, as you can fire multiple proximity mines, laying out traps and so on and so forth. The proximity mine can also be spec'd that it takes more, well, it makes the target take more damage, which is a great debuff move. Unfortunately, I feel that the proximity mine is inferior to a fully maxed out tactical cloak, especially for damage and weapon damage, and energy drain with the Salarian Infiltrator. Thus, I wouldn't normally take it. I do admit it can have its place, and some people are probably a lot better with the proximity mine than I am, but for me and my Salarian Infiltrator, I would prefer not to take it normally. Anyway, the two remaining powers that the Salarian Infiltrator has, I want to talk about in unison, as I think they work amazing together, and is one of the reasons that the Salarian Infiltrator is such a strong class. That is tactical cloak and energy drain. Individually, both these powers are great by themselves, but put them together and they do work wonders. For example, you tactical cloak, fire off energy drain at a target to remove its shields or to stun it, follow it up with a sniper rifle shot, or shotgun shot, depending what weapon you're using. One of the advantages of doing this rotation is that your cooldown power recharge timer doesn't seem to be as extensive as when you do this energy drain without cloaking. I think this is because the two recharge timers link together when you're using this rotation. For example, when you fire off energy drain while still cloaked, the recharge timer doesn't actually start up. It's as you come out of cloak that the recharge timer starts. And if your recharge timer on the cloak is actually quite quick, then the energy drain doesn't suffer as much. In retrospect, I suppose I could say the same for proximity mine, but I still stand by my statement saying that I prefer tactical cloak and energy drain over proximity mine, and in my normal spec I probably wouldn't take it. Energy drain itself can stun enemies as well, weaker organics and that can stun them, and giving you a free sniper rifle shot, which is another great reason why I love energy drain. Energy drain as well restores your shields if you absorb and take away the shields of enemies. This is great for survivability and getting you out of a sticky situation if you lose your shields. Tactical Cloak on its own is also a great move as well. I covered most of the Tactical Cloak information in my Human Infiltrator, but here it is no different. It is a great little survivability tool, plus a great damage enhancer. I mean, look at that. It took almost the whole armor bar off a Geth Prime on gold mode. So this is the first Salarian race I am actually covering as well. The Salarians bear a similarity in the way they move to the Quarians. They have the combat hop move, where they hop out the way of incoming fire. Not too bad a move. It doesn't take as long a time as the roll that the humans have when you're going sideways. But you don't cover quite as much distance when getting out the way. The Salarians as well have the forward and backwards roll, similar to the humans. The Salarians' melee isn't too strong, it's average, pretty much on par with the humans. The Salarians do have quite a nice amount of health and shields though, which is surprising considering the race doesn't look the most sturdy in that. Now I would like to go on statement and say that, well, probably the Salarian Infiltrator might be the best Infiltrator class out there. Well, minus the fact, if you're fighting Geth, then probably the Quarian Infiltrator is the best out there. But I'll cover that when that video comes along. But as a whole, in general, the Salarian Infiltrator is one of the best infiltrators out there. This is simply due to the fact that it has the ability to get out of situations fast, thanks to Tactical Cloak. It has good health and shields, especially spec'd into full fitness for health and shields. It also has the ability to recharge its own shields, which is one of the reasons why all the Salarian classes are good. Spec'ing the way I have as well means that your Salarian Infiltrator will be doing extremely high damage. It can dish out damage, especially if equipped with a high level sniper rifle to any foe. Just remember that you need to aim for the heads to be able to do the most damage with this class. Even if you're using an alternative weapon to a sniper rifle, still try to go for the heads, because as you're firing in Cloak and coming out of Cloak, your damage is going to be really high. I would probably go on paper and say that the Infiltrator might be one of the highest damage dealing classes out there. Maybe on par with the Adept, maybe. Probably maybe more actually, now that I think about it, depending on your weapon. Anyway, let's recap. The Salarian Infiltrator is a great damage dealing class that has high survivability. It has good health, good shields. Proximity mine can be taken, but I would normally avoid this. Although it can be spec'd to increase damage against targets, you are probably going to be doing more damage with Energy Drain and Tactical Cloak maxed out, as well as your Salarian Operative. Max out Tactical Cloak for maximum damage. Maybe go into the additional power spec if you prefer not to use a sniper rifle. Spec out your Energy Drain so you get an armor boost. Max it out. Armor boost and drain spec'd into will mean that you will survive a long time. You can replenish your shields whenever you lose them, as long as you're fighting synthetics, shielded targets, or targets that use barriers. Combine this with full fitness for health and shields, and you're going to be a tough target to bring down. Weapon is down to preference, as the Salarian Infiltrator can be good with pretty much any weapon, but I feel they are optimal with either a decent shotgun or, like I use here, a really high-powered sniper rifle. Anyway, this has been my quick guide to the Salarian Infiltrator, a great class, a really high damage dealing class, probably one of the best in the game. Any team attempting gold mode would be satisfied to have a Salarian Infiltrator on their team. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, my guide to the Salarian Infiltrator. I've been Darcblade. Thank you for watching, subscribe and like for more.